Welcome to the First 40 with the Goon Squad. It's yours truly, Puma, Black Thor, and Ice Water, saluting Jackie Robinson, entering into the major leagues, first African American to get in the major leagues. We'll talk about that a little bit later during Ice Water's Major League Baseball report. We are actually filming this while the WNBA is doing their draft. We'll give Black a week or so to get that together to see who he's going to grade on an A, B, C, or F in the WNBA. How you doing, Black?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You were saying I was thinking about I can't think of her name now. She played for the Aces and she came out tall sister from Australia and was speaking of having mental health issues in the past that she's dealt with and overcome. And I think sometimes we got to be a little bit more cognizant. So what these players go through, we want them to entertain us, but yeah, they have some things they're dealing with. But you're right. Tonight's the draft, and it's so interesting. I think the player that they was thinking that's going to go number one. I'm not sure if she did win or not because I didn't turn it on. But they just showing some pictures of her, man. Those pretty social pictures. I'm like, whoa.
They dressed up nice when they want to. We're used to seeing them in shorts.
Yes, Liz was her name. Liz, I'm talking about. Yes, Liz. Tall Liz.
Whew. I'm going to be following a lot of y'all on Instagram. How you doing, Ice Water?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Look at y'all over here looking like old ass the degenerate men.
I was thinking the other day, Red Fox is my role model from now on out.
Degenerate could be a compliment, my brother.
Hey.
I'm gonna be a
you may want to keep to yourself, but degenerate I'll take.
You know what? Hey, you roll with it, you look. Hey, banana, right?
Let's go to our hot topics. Aaron Donald is a little bit of trouble, Black. You just seen that some people try Aaron Donald because he's a little short for the position he plays, but he is strong. And I was watching the guy, he was walking with a sling, eye busted, all that stuff. You could tell that Aaron Donald was like, okay, bro, lay off me. We're cool. And he just bit off a lot that he couldn't chew. And Aaron Donald maybe went to work, allegedly went to work, or some people with him. But this story came up on Yahoo Sports. The guy filed a suit or a complaint against him. What are your thoughts about this?
Here's the thing that kind of struck me out. He went contact. I mean, you kicked my butt. I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to cops. I'm sorry. You Aaron Donald. That's the first thing I want to do.
There's no man law no more about that.
Huh?
There's no man law about that no more.
But my thing is, when you run a lawyer up real quickly, I'm wondering if he had this plan and provoked it, bro. And I'm not trying to say Aaron shouldn't have got himself involved, what the case may be, because I think what Aaron got to realize, I know he's from that area, bro, you can't go back and just be one of them, bro. You really can't. I know you want to, but you can't do that in the offseason. Now you see why. But to me, I think it's a situation here where this cat may have just been trying to put him in that particular situation. Like you said, I haven't looked at the pictures. You want the visuals, and he wants to get paid. I mean, he know Aaron has $145 million contract with the Rams. He wants some of that. So, because to me, if the police involved first and you lawyer up, I got a little, I'm looking at it a little different. I mean, it just be old. But when you run all Mac and grab a lawyer and want to go civil, and then you got to go get information to the police, they can't investigate it now. It's going to be like his word against theirs. If there's no video camera recording it, what's going to come up criminally? So that's why I kind of like draw the line a little bit. I'm a little suspicious of this one, bro. Just a little suspicious. I'm not saying Aaron Donald may not tighten him up, but we may never know.
Yeah, it's the old law. The old man law is, you win some, you lose some. But folks are quick to go to an attorney and a police report. Ice, what are your thoughts on this story?
Well, I mean, it's hard because, like you said, when you're a public figure and you're a sports guy, then as Black Thor mentioned, when you go back, it's always, people have beer muscles or alcohol muscles or some kind of muscles. And you're taking something or whatever it is. And then you come after this guy and you want to fight him or whatever you're trying to do when you're provoking him. But if you come at somebody, you put your hands on them, wherever the situation may be, I don't have no problem with even them athletes tightening them up because you should know. But then you run over and you get you a lawyer and then you want to get paid. That's kind of weak. You probably want to get paid because you lost, right? If you won, you probably be like, I tore that motherfucker up, whatever. You just go back and talk stuff. But everybody, a lot of people are trying to get paid, and I hope the truth comes out. But then, like you said, if there's no cameras, I definitely wouldn't settle civil because you still have to prove that he was in the wrong. And then if it's a word, guys going back and forth, your word against mine, you still got to prove it. So I wouldn't give him the dime. You got to prove that. He's going to have to prove that he didn't provoke me or he didn't put his hands on me. You have to learn. You have to earn that civil suit money, right? You're not just going to give it up because I want to keep it quiet. The hell with it. I would just roll with it and see what happens. But it's always somebody pushing the envelope. Now you're gonna get a lawyer and get a sling. Really? What? Come on.
Yeah. Go back and look at them pictures. He got his ass whooped. I mean, he got whooped up on. And you just don't mess with certain dudes, man.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though. If you put your hands on somebody, right? Is there a certain time where they're supposed to stop whooping your ass?
No.
I mean, is there a level where they go, well, oh, okay, that's enough. I hit you twice. Maybe I should stop now. No, when you bring it on, you deserve what you get, as long as they don't kill you.
My motto is finish the fight.
I'm just saying, man. You can't go out here putting your hands on folks and then you want them to stop when you feel tired or something. No, man. Come on.
If you want the hands, you catch the hands. You ain't gonna be moving after. No. Finish the fight. Eddie George, Ice, you brought this up in Black Show when Black Men Talk. So happy for this brother. Tennessee State getting a coach, a professional player. It seems to be following the trend of Deion Sanders or prime time. What are your thoughts about Eddie George from the Ohio State?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a new venture for him. It's probably something brand new. I know he's always loved the sport. I'm not sure if he really wanted to coach before, but what I like about it is the fact that he is coaching at a historically Black college, right? That's what I like, first of all. And because you could go somewhere else, but the need for coaching and just quality coaching, period, on these campuses for these football programs is a big need, and people need to understand that. And I also like the factor that when he was picking his staff, that he brought some people that at least he brings people on that have NFL experience and hopefully can help develop a better quality player at Tennessee State University. Because I think that's how you get closer to the pros and it helps the program overall. And maybe it's a trend, as you mentioned with Deion, that will continue on where these players who are, some of them are good players, can possibly evolve and become better because of the instruction that they're receiving from former NFL players and former NFL coaches. And Eddie's really been coming along down there. Like people like him down there in Tennessee where he lives, and I think it's a good fit. We don't know how long he's last, how great he's going to be, but hell, why not? They've done a lot worse in the past, so why not take a chance?
Yeah. Black, I really like this move. A lot of NFL players coming back to historical Black colleges, giving back to the community. I hope this trend continues with other players realizing that, hey, I made a lot of money. I got a lot of experience. I can give back to these young men who are aspiring to get to the NFL or to get a great experience to have a great life if they're not going to play football.
I love it all the way around, man. It's like they're coming home, bro. And like you, and I said maybe other ex-NFL players that realize, hey, I can go back and give something, or I can help out. And even beyond maybe the transition into the NFL, just being around some young men that you can mentor, they can look at you, learn something from you, gain something from you that's valuable, that will pay dividends as they move on in their life. To me, that's just it, man. That's it. And it's going to come a time. We talked about this maybe a couple of years ago, but we want to see an influx of players going to HBCUs, taking their talent away from the Alabamas, the LSUs that don't really care about you, and going someplace that really will respect you, hug you, and love you. And I think the doors are starting to swing that way. And then in the next 5 years, we'll see more coaches, more players, more talented high school players. So you know what? I'm going here. And if that develops a role to the NFL, which I believe it will, more, that's even better. But I like the fact that, Eddie George that's a talented, good man, bro. There's other things Eddie can do, because I remember he was on Broadway for a little while doing some acting. He was doing some other things. So for him to settle into this, I was a little surprised at first, but him to settle in and take this on, there's something inside of him that's probably was calling him to do this. And that's what we all need to be doing, man. Once we kind of achieve some success doing something, we should all turn around and give back if we can. So yeah, I love this, man. This here is like this is money in the bank. I love it.
I'm gonna stick with you with this story. Javion Clowney, who has been, I'm not gonna say a bust, but he just didn't become the player that I thought he would become. You know, he's played in the league for 7 years, and he's had a lot of injuries. He said he's still, you know, coming back from those injuries. Signs with the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna let Ice stew in it for a while because he wants the Cleveland Browns to beat those Pittsburgh Steelers and get them out the way as the world's greatest team. But anywho, what do you think about this signing of Clowney? 1 year deal. He has the other stud on the other side. I think they're going to cause some problems in that division.
I think so too. I love what the general manager, man, is doing here, bro. This cat's busy. He's out here getting some work done. And don't look now, he's put together one hell of a football team. I think for what they're paying Clowney, it's not a bad move. I think it's $8 million. He can get up to $10 million with incentives. Not bad. Not bad to pay him that. I'm not going to say Clowney was a bust, but I think Clowney gave us a peep into who he was his last year in college. I think it was at South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Well, he really didn't want to play. He played around. He did this. And we all kind of, at the time, was thinking, well, you know, he has a right to save himself in the NFL. He just haven't given it yet, bro. He hasn't given it. And I don't know now if he really can. And I think he's I think he really realized that in life sometimes that on switch ain't gonna always work, bro. You can't just get going there getting power. And I think sometimes people like it just flipping on. And I think it was I heard somebody say this on TV today. I think it was real humbling for him. Might have been this year or last year, he was in the market and no one came.
Right.
Yeah, for money. And he just thought the money was just going to be there automatically based on his name being the draft pick. And it's like the money wasn't there. And they made a good point. They said when he played against the Cat now is in Arizona, if he didn't get it done then in Houston at 27-28, I mean, what was he going to give you? But he's good against the run. I like the fact that for the money that they paid him, I think he fit in well with Cleveland quite well. Cleveland's coming along, bro. I mean, everybody wants to clown them a little bit. I mean, some people still going to hate Cleveland, but if you look at that team, they're starting to come along. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, in my opinion, what they do with the receiver that's out hurt, how they bring him back in. But outside of that, outside of that, man, I think that we don't look now. I think it's going to come up to them or the Ravens, but they might be the king of that division, bro. Because I'm not expecting much from Steelers this year. I'm not feeling it. You know, when you got to, just say this real quick, when you got a punk ass receiver and Juju Smith, just being honest, bro.
Yeah.
Afraid to go somewhere else and take more money and play, and to go play with a real quarterback right now in Kansas City. I just don't know. I really don't know. And I think what's name is on borrowed time anyway, so we'll see. So they might be becoming the king of that division, bro. They might be on their way.
Yeah,
I
remember you saying that.
General manager.
Yeah.
Love it.
I remember you saying that earlier before I go to Ice about, you know, whether Pittsburgh was serious or not. And I said, if they sign Juju, they are not serious about really kind of taking over that division. All right, Ice, you got your Cleveland Browns up there. You probably talk radio, probably just buzzing right now, bro.
Well, I mean, they're making better decisions. That's great for Cleveland. Better decisions. Is it a risky decision? Is it questionable? Sure. But for Cleveland, it's a good decision because they're trying to say, hey, we're trying to get better. We don't know. Is it going to work? We don't know what it's going to give us. We understand it's been a few years since we seen the sack machine that he once was, even if it was for a season or two or whatever. But they're taking a risk. And why not? He might be able to do that. So even if he can be better than what they had last year, it's a plus for Cleveland. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all they want to do. They want to be better. They improved, and they don't want to go backwards. That's what Cleveland usually does. They do a little something, and then you go, oh man, same old Cleveland. Every time they same old Cleveland. But I don't think it's the same old Cleveland. So you know, they chasing the greatest football team in the world. So hey, but they beat them in the end of the season. They beat them in the playoffs. That's step one. Step two is, as Blackthorn said, is trying to move out of the division. And then two, with an aging quarterback and all this influx and craziness and drama, you go 11-0, you still can't win it. I mean, you know, I don't know. You just a lot of hype around it. And now You know, it's a lot of things, a lot of questions going on. You got this aging quarterback say he still want to play. Then you pick up a so-called troubled quarterback that we don't know if he's really the truth or anything like that too. You got a lot of questions. And your running back situation. Connor, okay, he was okay, but I mean, what? And then you got
He's with Arizona now.
Who, Connor?
Yeah, he's with Arizona now.
The running back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
They
released him.
All right, they released him. Who the hell ran running back there now?
I have no clue.
Oh my God. Oh, I did not know that.
The running back that they had last year from Wisconsin, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he was. But still, Connor's gone.
Yeah, Connor's gone.
Oh, like what the man said on What's Happening back in the day? Ooh, y'all in trouble. Was that's my mama. Ooh.
Oh. I love going back to these old shows, man. You bring back a lot of memories. Let's go to the NBA and the eye test, ice. You know, Philly just squeaked one out with all the only Kyrie there to really kind of try to bail them out. Black talked about it earlier, but I want you to talk about your eye test because Philly, Ben Simmons basically said, you know what? They might have a star-studded team, but you got to play all together and you got to play defense to win in the NBA. So I'm going to just leave it there, give it to you. What say you, sir?
Well, I'm glad Ben Simmons said that because that's something they haven't done. So I'm glad he's going to do it. Interesting. I said Ben Simmons said that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's interesting to say that. But again, say what you want to, but you got to play as a team, and Doc Rivers can try to save you. But at the end of the day, Philadelphia has to rise to the occasion. And, you know, when they have not done it, maybe they can. But whatever you want, say what you want to. Love them or hate them. Kyrie tried to score 100 to win it. And you can say what you can make all these little chirping, all these little comments you want to. But when James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and if Durant is even 65% healthy, whatever else they got, that's going to be a damn problem. And we know the two stars for Philadelphia don't get along. And as we mentioned, Doc Rivers has trouble handling superstars, right? That's what everybody was saying about the Clippers. Now we're going to find out that's true in Philadelphia. Everybody hyped up regular season right now, huh? Okay. All right. So for all that you was dogging the Clippers with, you got to take that into consideration with Philadelphia. But yeah, that's good. Regular season's great. Like I said, that's not where they hand out championships. We will find out about Philadelphia very soon. I know they're likable. A lot of longtime fans and people just like them in general because they're on the East Coast. But we're going to find out very soon. Otherwise than that, I'm really surprised by the East, by Atlanta with the 4th spot. Doing some great things. Nate McMillan, it's like, wow, what's going on there? It's surprising, definitely. Miami at 7 right now, trying to get some things together. Indiana's at 9. Toronto's at 11. It's really tough out there for sure. In the West, you look at Phoenix, still in the 2nd slot. Really like that. But I know we'll talk about this later, but what a devastating blow to Denver in the 4th spot.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But Portland is somehow or another snuck up into the 6th spot. That considering that they're playing with 2 guards and a broken foot. Otherwise than that, they are still playing ball and still winning. It's gonna be interesting. I tell you what, LeBron and them better hurry up and come back. They just keep going down and down and down. It's gonna be like they're gonna be the AC pretty soon. But I guess they so good they don't matter, right?
They're gonna be they're gonna find themselves in the play-in, and all these teams that they're playing, nobody's interested if AD and LeBron's not playing in these 21 games they put on national TV. I mean, and then Kuzma's not playing either.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting because they just keep. I mean, looking at the standings, I'm like, damn, they like the what? Before you know it, they're not far from 6, 7, 8. Well, they don't need to do that because LeBron and Superman ain't gonna take his cape off. It's all gonna be good, right? That's what they do, right? So we'll see. But it's gonna be very competitive, I think, in a lot of ways. The whole league will be, and kind of Philadelphia remind me of Pittsburgh in football. Anyway, we'll see.
Dig, uppercut. Black Dallas is trying to move up in the rankings. They had a big time win against Memphis. They're trying to get that number 6 seed because the owner does not want to play in the play-in. We'll talk about that a little later. But give me your eye test, bro.
I'm a little I don't know what happened to Boston. They kind of woke up. They're on a winning streak. They're playing better basketball. It's like they're playing a little more cohesively, so they're doing a better job. So I'm impressed with that. I'll go to Philly real quick. You know, to me, it's going to be them playing together, playing better defense. But at the same time, he's a bad man. I'm gonna give it to him. LB, but is he going to stay healthy
Yeah.
for the entire time of the playoffs? That's the key. If he can make it to the conference finals, I want to see that. And I'm watching him going like, okay, bro, you just got to make it there. For some reason, you got to make it. We can't have another injury where you go down and you miss games. I seen Phoenix play last night for the first time. Not a bad team. Not a bad team. I think they can make a little noise in the playoffs. I'm starting to wonder a little about Phoenix, not Phoenix myself, Portland. I think they can make some noise, but I'm not sure. It's just to me, I don't know defensively, are they sound enough to really kind of just strength up? And Carmelo, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. You know, he wants to be the old, but he can't. And I'm just wondering defensively, can they bring enough? Are they wide and long enough to basically be a defensive stopper when the playoff comes? And that's I'm not sure about. But outside of that, man, I think the Nets here again. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I think their coach has done a good job with that team. And I think even though some of the main stars of the teams have been in and out, is giving some other players on that team to be able to play. And when the playoff time comes, if they go deep into their bench and they allow these players to play, they're going to make a difference, bro. And even if some of these players get hurt, I watched them against Philly tear down a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. I mean, they tore it down. They were playing like their paychecks were basically dependent upon it. And when you can basically pull Irving out of the game and just say, fellas, go play, and they can get that going, he's doing a hell of a job there, man. I may go unnoticed, but I think the ex-point guard is doing a hell of a job. Dallas, to me, I look at them and they got to do something for Porzingis. Because when he's on the floor, I think they could be a potential contender. But he's not there. And at some point, you know, people are going to find a way to D up the Luke a little better on what they're doing. I mean, he's making some whoop-de-doop shots and all that type of stuff. But when the playoffs come, it's going to be a little more difficult for him. And he's going to have to fight to win these games in the playoff. And I don't think he's going to be strong enough to do that much. So I think in the long run, forget about the play-in game. Dallas needs to decide what they're going to do to kind of get him some support. Because if he can get some good defensive support and a little more scoring, that team could be something for a good period of time. But right now, where they're constructed, they're not going to make much noise.
Luka Doncic is like, he's a young guy, but I think he's 23 years old, but he has old man game. So once you think you got him locked up, he comes with some other trick that he that he can get off a shot, he can get to the basket, he can do something to kind of bring that team up. But you know, Porzingis, I don't know, will he be consistent enough? He is, to me, unguardable sometimes. He is just unguardable. He can hit that 3-point shot. He can get inside, but is he tough enough to, you know, handle the playoffs? And they're complaining about that number 16 in the play-in. We're going to talk about that now. I already know the answer to this. I just want to throw it out there. I'm going to hit you, Black, first with this. Last year, I understood the play-in. You know, they didn't play the full season. But this year, it just seems like it's unfair for the teams that get in the number 8 and 7 seed, that they got to play to get in the playoffs where they're already in the playoffs as one of the 16 teams. So I know they're doing this for money, but it just doesn't seem fair. I'm going to take the obvious away, but it doesn't seem fair.
You hit the nail on the head, bro. I mean, when you make changes, it's like the NFL. NFL basically for a couple of years was saying we're going to play 17 games. What extra game? What's going to bring you in money, bro? So the play-in will bring more money, actually bring more excitement to the playoffs itself. So to me, it's a no-brainer. You're right. They started last year, and you can complain about it. But the thing is, if you don't want to be playing in, then be a top seed. I mean, that's what Mark Cuban to me losing it, bro. Make sure your team is a higher seed. You ain't got to worry about that. You're worrying about, because you're assuming you're going to fall down to number 8. Make yourself number 5 or 6, especially now with the Lakers should be sliding down. Your goal should be knocking down games and make sure you're not there. So that little punk movie talking about it's not fair, whatever. Nobody wants to hear that, bro. The NBA, you know how much money they lost last year?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically. So anywhere they can make an extra dime, a penny, a nickel, anywhere, they're going to make it, bro. They're going to make it. So that's what it's about. So yes, I mean, here again, I think we will bring some more excitement, but I have no problems with it. I really don't. If you don't want to be in that particular situation, and then if you find yourself in that situation, be at UCLA, ball out, take who's in front of you, and go on a roll. At some point, you got to play and win. It comes down to that: play and win. Stop the whine and stop complaining. And Mark Cuban does a lot of that with the wrestling, that whine. Put a team out that's respectable to win, bro. That's what we need from you.
All right, Ice, take it away, baby.
You know what? I finally agree with Black Thor on something. We did okay during the NCAA tournament a little bit, but that, except for that Gonzaga, but we was close in a lot of other ways. But I mean, I agree with him. I actually like it because, I mean, I'm tired of all this whine. Everybody wants something. You get a player, the team that's been playing for a while, or these veterans, and they think they're owed something to that effect. They won't expect getting calls, and they're all, well, we just gonna chill out. All we gotta do is get in the 6th seed, and we good. No longer. No, you're gonna have to bring it now. So think about it this way, and I think I love this too. It should be incentive for you to not be close to the basement, 6, 7, 8. Because I remember like it was yesterday, and I was like, damn, this is a shame because I want to see this team. Last year, I was watching the bubble. Phoenix was undefeated in the bubble.
Right.
But because what was going on, they couldn't make up the games. They just couldn't get in. They were always behind. But they were trying their butt off. And I remember Monty Williams, their coach, in the locker room afterwards saying, look, man, we gave all we had. We're undefeated. We probably could beat a few teams in here. But next year, don't worry about this. Just take this in, and next year we're gonna make it work. Now they're the number 2 seed. I ain't mad at that. They made some trades and did some things. So I love it because if you're not ready, that's what I love about it. It's almost like playing in the park, except they got a lot more money, of course, right? If you don't bring your game and somebody ready to play that day or for a week or how many days it is, they can get you. I'm so tired of everybody want to be, well, I'm a superstar. This team is not. So, okay, if you don't bring it, you're gonna lose. That's how it used to be back in the 70s and the 80s, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna take you back. I'm old as hell now. Now I sound like an old man. 1977, the Portland versus Philadelphia.
There you go, bringing up old stuff again.
I'm just saying they had everybody and their stepmama, George McGinnis, Henry Bibby. I mean, you go down to Doug Collins, World Be Free, Julius. Dawkins, I mean, they were loaded. They were loaded. And they played Bill Walton in Portland and all that, Dave Twerzik and all that kind of stuff. They could not win the game. So, hey, they're not apologizing for winning because they wanted it. Julius didn't want to play. They could get it done. So they ended up having to go get Moses, 4-4-4, 4-4-5, 5-4-4, whatever the hell. They had to go get Moses to lead them to the promised land. So with all that being said, I just think you got to bring it. You got to bring it. I think anytime you can create competition and a team that wants it, I'm with it. I've been trying to tell you about that about Milwaukee forever. They don't want it. They got enough people. But every year, here come all these great people in the regular season. Don't mean nothing. If you don't come strong in the postseason, you will be at home. Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyway.
It ain't even football season yet.
Help baby.
I can say one thing about Dallas.
You ain't gotta say nothing. It don't matter. It don't matter no more. I'm coming at you. I'm firing bullets. Put your shield up. Wear your mask.
Well, Black, I corrected the Raw with Philly. I have the NBA 2K game, and I corrected the Raw with Philly. I had the Philly old team with Dr. J, World Be Free, playing against the Portland Trailblazers, and had them beat them 4 straight, just to relieve my mind of that debacle back in 1977. But anyway, there have been a lot of injuries, man, and the most notable, in my opinion, is Murray with Denver. What is Denver going to do? Because they just said they're not going to re-sign Isaiah Thomas. He had a 10-day contract on there. That's not a good fit for them. What are they going to do at point guard to try to remedy this? Because Denver was one of those teams that looked a little scary in the West, Black.
Yeah, that's a tough fall there, bro. I mean, to lose Murray, it's like, Isaiah Thomas is not there. But that's a tough fall. I think the trade they made is going to help them a little bit. To what degree, I don't know, because Murray, man, he was a lot to that team. It's going to be tough. Even with him being there, I was more excited about the trade to see where they could go because when it comes down to it, sometimes to me, they're like, they play a certain way, then they put a mask on, they hide for a period of time. So I don't know. I hate to see them lose him as a player for the rest of the season. That's tough, bro. Especially this time of the year. That's just like when you're starting to gear up and really make a run. That's a heartbreaker right there, man. It's just like that's devastation. I mean, that is total devastation.
Yeah, that was a team that took out the Clippers last year in the playoffs, and a lot of people were expecting a lot of things this year, and they made the trade and to get the big stud from Orlando. It seemed they've been rocking and rolling. I was watching them after they made that trade. I'm like, this team. I think you were on the phone with me. I'm like, this team could do something in the playoffs. What does this injury do to Denver right now?
Well, it's devastating. It is, because when you watch them, they started to gel, and Murray didn't have to carry the load all the time. Him and the Joker by themselves, you could just tell the people were having fun and they were relaxed. But I think what you're gonna have to do now is you got to play the way you got to change the way that they play. Right? Last year, even when the Joker was playing, they played that inside outside game. They did a lot of jump shots last year. Even the Joker was shooting threes. So they had inside outside game shooting. People were playing when they had Jeremy Grant as well. But now you got to go inside. You got to go inside more. You're not going to be able to rely so much on the guard position. But don't forget about Will Barton. Will Barton's no garbage player either.
Right.
Will Barton is never going to be Murray, of course, but he can play. He's long. He plays very smart. So I think the majority of scoring might come from the inside, from Gordon and those guys too. And they still are talented. I like the coach in Malone. So they may not win it all, but I think they're going to have to just change the way that they play because they still have some players. Also, too, if I'm the coach, and I don't know if he's going to do this or not, I'm sitting down Michael Porter Jr. saying, we need you now. Everybody telling you how great you are. We need you to rise your game up and help us make moves. We don't need you to take over or be the guy, but we need you to be solid in the role on the team now. Because if he does that, along with Barton and some other things, nobody can ever replace Murray, but it can help them become more of a cohesive unit. I think it's going to force them to become more of a team than it was before. Because Murray was like, hell, me and the Joker just take the shots. We can win the game by ourselves, right? But now collectively, they should hopefully become a better team. And I think that's what they're going to have to do if they want to win.
All right. I'm going to throw a quick question in there for the both of you. I've been thinking about the MVP in the NBA, and I haven't been looking at the usual suspects. You got Embiid, they're talking about Harding, and they're talking about LeBron James. Most of them have been out. They haven't been playing. And so one of the things that I've been thinking about is Damian Lillard, who's been holding down Portland. You got Steph Curry, who's been on a tear for the last few weeks. And then you got the Joker, which nobody really kind of, to me, takes seriously, the Joker Black as an MVP candidate.
You know what I don't like, and this is what kind of bothers me for the past couple of weeks. When you talk about Embiid and LeBron being MVP, it's a joke. How could you miss part of the season being MVP, bro?
Yeah.
It's that's everything about the NBA. It's the problem with the NBA. They're more about the stars, the names, about who's getting it done. Right now, it's got to be the Joker, bro. It's got to be the Joker. He's been consistent all year on a good team, playing well, elevating his play, elevating his team. That's all that should matter. Don't bring LeBron back and put, ESPN, LeBron. I'm sure when he comes back, he's part of the MVP. No, he's not. James Harden don't even have an M to the MVP this year, bro. I'm sorry. He only had like 10, 15 good games. I mean, realistically, stop you throwing these names that everybody knows. And ESPN every day for a while, this person could be MVP. This Irving could be MVP. This person, you could be MVP. It's like they're based it on one night performance. No, give me somebody the whole season that got it done consistently. That got it done. That didn't spend time on the sideline, on the bench, looking stupid. For that matter, Anthony Davis could be the MVP. So no, it's got to be the Joker. I'm sorry, it's not the conversation. If he stays doing what he's doing and elevate himself now that the other player is hurt, come on, bro, that's a no-brainer. And to say Curry, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Curry. Curry's gunning. He's just gunning.
He pretty much has to.
Well, you know what? And that's the problem with the team. That is the problem because he wants their play to elevate. How about helping them help you, bro, and win? You're not winning a championship this year, Curry. You're fooling yourself. I don't care if you go scoring 90 points a night, bro. You're not winning one. But how about at some point you passing on what you've been doing with these cats when nobody's paying attention and get their game up to speed? No, but you're walking around with your head up in the air like, I got mine, I got to, and your team is stinking. So for that reason alone, you can't be MVP. He's another one every now and then. If he blows his nose too hard, he's not playing. So, and I like him, don't get me wrong, but it's the truth. So don't give me a couple of games of him 53 points. He's not MVP status this year. He's not.
Yeah. And he's like Shaft, man. Nobody understands him but his woman. Ice.
Yeah, I agree with but come on, man. I've been trying to. I even put the stats out there for the Joker. Jokic, man, is the truth. You watch him, he may not be popular because he's from another country, and he may not be the stylish guy. He doesn't get the commercials and all that stuff, but the Joker has been consistent. He's definitely a double-double machine, sometimes even a triple-double machine from that position. And clearly, the way that they've been playing, now Murray's out, the man is consistent. I watched him last year, and he's done nothing but get better. And people talk about James Harden. Those are the same people, media members, that said when he got traded that experiment wouldn't work, right? Now all of a sudden, he's our MVP. Really? You first one saying, oh, he can't get along with them. Now all of a sudden he running a point, now you love him? No, he's not even the best player on this team. How you going to be the MVP? Come on, man. That's what blows me away. The media has a way of twisting words like preachers take Bible verses when they trying to preach sermons, certain ones. Anyway, allegedly, I'm about to get in trouble now. But I'm just saying, if it worked for you now, you're gonna do okay. Let me in Ephesians. Okay, well, all right, like that's the one right there, right? Anyway, I'm probably saying
preach, brother.
I'm just saying, man, when you think about it, that's how the media is. They can be so fickle because they're looking for things that work their way. But the Joker, hands down, has been that guy. And to even say LeBron been out for so many weeks. Anthony Davis been out. So many other guys have been out, but the one consistent has been the Joker. I like Damian Lillard. That's all well and good, but it's the same squad, man. It's like watching Rod Strickland back in the day when he played one of them bad teams. You just turn it on just to watch him freak somebody. You knew they was gonna get beat by 27. He wasn't gonna ever advance in the playoffs. You just knew that. So when you watch guys like Damian Lillard, they don't have that post game together. So they just biding time. Sooner or later, they're going to get beat. But the one consistent has been the Joker. That's the people need to turn on their TV, on their Fire Stick, whatever hell they watched it on, and watch the Joker. The guy, to me, right now is the best, playing the best basketball consistently in the league. And hands down, unless something crazy happens in these last times, I don't see anybody else. And I know they like Embiid because they want to make Embiid's more marketable.
Yeah,
that's how I see that.
That's
why he's more marketable. So that's why everybody pushing him. But consistent, nah, man. And the Joker is like, and he don't care who he plays. That's the other thing. Next time you really want to see something, watch them play a really good team and look at the Joker's box score. It's gonna be consistent. That's what
I recommend watching Denver and watching the Joker. Yeah. He's one of those guys, to me. I always thought the MVP, when I think about that award, I really haven't thought about it in a while, but the MVP is the player that not only is consistent, but makes everybody better on the team. Mm-hmm. Without him, the team doesn't run as smoothly or as well, if he's not on the court. So I have to agree with both of you. That the Joker has been the guy that, constantly you see the statistics coming out. He's the guy that's churning out all these numbers. And so if he doesn't get it, it'd be a travesty. It really would be.
One thing at you too, just real quick. It's devastating that they lost Murray, but imagine if they lost the Joker.
Yeah.
Instead of
the season is done.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They can't win without him.
Woo.
I mean, I was watching a B last night, and I'm telling you, ESPN you would have thought Wilt Chamberlain got out of his casket and played last night the way they was talking about. I'm serious.
Was that the game where he got hit in the nose or something like that? And I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be out for 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't that one, but it's just just the way they pile it on. It's like you gotta be kidding me, bro. I mean, he don't get me wrong, he's good. I think he's a bad man, but the way they just constantly pile it on. He smiled at the crew. Oh, you see that smile? I mean, at the audience, you see that? That's like, Bro, come on, man. I mean, that's what, like I said, that's what they want because he has that swag, he has that marketability, and that's what they're all about, the marketability. Because believe it or not, as much as they done sucked out every drop of LeBron's come, I'm sorry, I'm saying, ESPN has swallowed it for years, bro. They're looking for the next one to swallow.
Oh wow.
That's back door. I'm gonna give it to you.
I can't edit that out. That will be in the show. Okay.
That's a black man talking there.
Black man talking like that. Major League Baseball. And there are a few players who are donating their salary to support racial equality in baseball on this day, wearing the number 42. Ice, you sent me a text on them going through the history of great African-American athletes in different sports. I really love that. I was looking for Major Taylor, but they didn't have Major Taylor on there. I was, maybe the next issue. But give me your baseball report and your thoughts about Jackie Robinson and the no-hitter from Carlos Rondon.
Yeah, let's start with Rondon right there for a two. You look at Chicago White Sox. He had a no-hitter. He's 2 outs from the perfect, having a perfect game. That was awesome. Followed it up too, where we had Joe Musgrove was with San Diego. It was their first no-hitter. And what's bizarre about that is before their first no-hitter, San Diego had 31 hitters. And so that goes a lot there too. But in baseball, when you look at the standings, a lot of things are happening. Not much has changed. Boston, even though they started out real slow, is still number 1 in the East right now. In the Central, in the American League, Kansas City leads the Central. Seattle's number 1 in the West, which is a little surprising. In the NL East, the Mets are number 1 despite all of the turmoil that's happened in their front office. That their talent is still paying dividends. Cincinnati's still hanging on first place in the Central at 7-5. And of course, we know how the Dodgers are. The Dodgers just do what the Dodgers do with all of that money and all of the talent, with all the talent that they have, 10-2 leading that division. But going back to, as you mentioned about Jackie Robinson, 74 years today, years ago today, he broke the color barrier as the first African-American player in the major leagues. Says a lot about that. The factor that baseball's all in on it is wonderful. I think that's great. But the one thing I really liked about Jackie Robinson was, even though he was the first, and you saw guys like Larry Doby coming after him being the first African-American in the American League with Cleveland, the one thing I loved about Jackie Robinson is he would clearly come out and tell you, without a doubt, I'm the first, but I damn sure wasn't the best in the Negro Leagues. He was the guy who could make the jump. He had the temperament, and they knew that. And along with the skill set, you got to have the skill set. But he clearly was the first person to come out and say that. And I think that says not just to take down the greatness or paying homage to Mr. Robinson, but I love it even more because if he tells you that, it shows me from back in the day how very talented the players were in Major League, in the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
They just didn't get the opportunity or what have you, or they didn't want to have the temperament to put up with the BS that they had to go through. But if one of the greatest players of all time says, I was the first, but not the best, man, that Negro League, I'm not sure if I want to go back in time, but I would love if I could just watch the game and get the hell out without any repercussions. I would like to go to the park and watch some of the top-notch Negro League teams play, man, and then come back to modern day time. So.
Yeah, shout out to Rube Foster and all those folks that back in the day set up the Negro League. Black, you got any words about Jackie Robinson, bro?
You know, it's interesting. This year, when this time of the year comes around, a part of my heart feels good and a part of it pisses me off, bro. Based on what he had to go through, other players that couldn't get there. So, but this year I feel a little different because what you spoke of earlier, what players are doing, MLB pulled out of Georgia. So it kind of makes me feel a little better. But I got to admit, man, using this time comes along. I admire what he did. I mean, I think that we watch now in a lot of different sports, and we see a lot of people that look like us, and we don't realize that if it wasn't for probably Jackie, we wouldn't be seeing it. We just may not be seeing it. We really wouldn't. So for that, we can never pay him enough debt of gratitude for that, bro. We really can't. What he had to endure, what he had to experience, what he had to go through. It's never so. It was good in a sense that MLB every year do something to honor him, and they never let it go by. But at the same time, I got to admit, sometimes I do carry some anger about it because it's like no matter what they do, bro, it was just screwed up the way he was treated and what he had to go through to play a game, a child's game. That was just it. But that's where I'll probably always be.
I've been watching this documentary called Baseball by Ken Burns, and it's a documentary about the history of baseball. And one of the things that I really gathered about why they were trying to keep Black players out of Major League Baseball because of fear, because they knew these men were top-notch players, and they didn't want to lose their status with it. They refused to play them because they didn't want to lose their status. And there have been different teams around the country that would barnstorm and play these players and find out they find out that we can't compete against these folks. It goes back to another story I told a long time ago about Bear Bryant, the first African American player to play at Alabama, and I think the team had Sam Cunningham as a running back who just ran over Alabama, and so Bear Bryant wanted to play that particular team had Sam Cunningham because he knew after Sam Cunningham ran over that team that the Alabama faithful was like, you know what, we got to get some of those Black players because if we don't, we're going to lose. And so, different coaches, different times do different things to break the color line. But I always wear this cardigan around this time of year for Jackie Robinson because I do appreciate what he did for the sport and what he did for us. So I used to call him the Black Panther. He was the Black Panther before the Black Panther. Do your history. All right, Black, why you mad, son? Uh-oh.
This might have a part. This might have a part two to it. So
oh boy. Let me get a drink.
The other day, Schroeder called Irvin the N-word. And, Irvin came out and justified his reaction to it. And we all treat it differently, I understand. But I think what really bothered me more so than anything else is that some of the guys the following day, the commentators, they came on television and basically try to justify why that word could still be used and how Black people have a patent on it and white people can't use it. And it's just, I think it's utterly amazing, bro. I really do that there's a part of our society that has no linkage to our ancestors. Yeah, you can get mad when a white cop shoot a Black person, you can do all that stuff. But for some reason, we have disconnected ourselves from our history of the pain, the agony of people that what we went through. So you can sit on television with your shiny suit, your shiny tie, your slick shirt on, and everything else, and white people powder you up, and you think you're better. But realistically, that word, bro, you need to truly understand the value, the depth of that word. And don't treat it like it's some affectionate thing that you say to another Black man you feel good about. I just can't buy it, bro. But I was amazed. And I don't want to call names, but there was just so many of us the following day wanted to seem like it's okay. And I think it's a damn shame when the NBA cares more about that word, is not tolerating it, than Black people in America. Maybe that's not why I'm mad, but maybe it's just a point that I want to make.
I hear you. Ice, why you mad, son?
I tell you what, some things never change. And granted, sometimes things are out of people's controls, but damn it, seems like it kind of goes together. What I'm talking about is the Masters, right? We talked about the Masters, we talked about the name and what it represents and everything like that too. So they say they were trying to do some goodwill by acknowledging the great Lee Elder. The man is having issues even getting out of his chair to even raise up and raise his hand. So somebody decided, despite all that going on, when they were trying to do the right thing, Gary Player's oldest son, Wayne Player, during the time they were recognizing Mr. Elder with all of the lights and cameras on, he's behind Mr. Elder and pulls out a sleeve of golf balls with a company's name on it, knowing right when he put them up, they would be seen by everybody and kind of get some endorsements. And then of course now they come back and they ban him from the Masters. But I'm like, you know what? There's just some people that just don't give a damn. They have no couth. They are foolish. And it still shows you certain people just don't give a fuck about people of color. And they still got the good old boy network. And what Lee Elder meant to golf and just in general, what he represents. You always talk about people talking about Tiger Woods. Shit, when it wasn't for not for Lee Elder and other folks, there would be no damn Tiger Woods. So to see that, and then it's like shrug your shoulders like no big deal. I am just so tired of excuses. So just I'd rather let us know that you're an asshole and quit trying to make excuses, right? I think about the whole thing too down there at the Masters when Fuzzy Zoeller got pissed off when Tiger won. And then he said, well, now since I got my ass whooped by 15 strokes, tell him to serve fried chicken. But I didn't really mean it. I was drunk. Really? I am so tired of these damn excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Realize that when people are drinking and drunk and they say something, it's what they mean. It's their damn subconscious. It's what's on their mind. I was drunk. No, it's what you meant to say, but you're too much of a damn coward to say it. I'm going to leave it there.
Good input, fellas. Good input. We're going to go straight to boxing before we get to the questions. Questions from the goons. It's going to make life even more mad.
Holyfield.
De La Hoya's coming out of retirement in July. Holyfield is set to fight an exhibition at 58. What the hell is going on, Ice?
Before you trying to get me, I'm not going to be ticked off with you. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not buying into your drama, all that other crap. First of all, if I were you, I would appreciate it when you title that. You should say, let's talk entertainment. But you always want to throw that boxing. That shit is not boxing. It's entertainment.
Well, they're both a former champion, so you can't put them in any. You can't put them in MMA. You can't put them in the WWE.
That's why it's entertainment. It's entertainment. The pay-per-view is entertainment. They putting it up. It's for people that sit up here and go like, damn, ain't nothing known. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get me a bag of weed. Girl, get the pipe ready. And some edibles. Get going. Get some food. Just another a reason why to just watch TV. You got your stimulus check. $59.99 ain't no big deal. We good for the next year. 6 months of straight entertainment, pay-per-view. So people feeling good right now. You ain't got to wear your mask at the house. Entertainment. You can't call that boxing, man. Quit saying boxing. It's not boxing. It's Oscar De La Hoya come out of retirement. Floyd say, if you give me $60 million, I will come out and whoop his ass more than I did back then.
I ain't falling for that one.
I mean, I'll pay for that because I want to see him get beat down. Again, entertainment.
So I sent y'all both a clip of Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns on Mike Tyson's show. Look like that's going to be the next exhibition. Black.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Entertainment.
Had some medical issues.
They're on the couch, and Sugar Ray says, Tommy, I can still whoop your ass today. So they get up, face each other. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. The next exhibition. I can't call it boxing anymore because I don't want to take off ice water. But the next exhibition is going to be Tommy Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard, sponsored by Snoop Dogg and all the weed companies and Purple Haze. What the hell's going on?
I don't understand how you did not see it coming in this, bro. I adore you in a sense because you're a true die-hard when it comes to boxing, bro. And I think at some point you got to realize boxing hasn't been boxing for a long time, man. It's been basically kind of sliding itself here. And even the boxers that you kind of look at in a sense, it's all marketability, bro. I'll beat you. I'll fight you next year. It's always been that way. And not always, been that way for a while. So it doesn't surprise me when you see these cats basically saying, I'll come out of retirement. How are you going to be able to even put a glove on your hand at 58, Holyfield? I mean, they said the cat was slurring his words a couple of years ago. I know he has a lot of mouths to feed. He needs the money. But at 58, bro, even an exhibition at 58. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just 58. That itself tells you all you need to know. At 58, this man is thinking about walking around in a ring, not running around, walking around, basically in a ring. Tells you all you need to know. And if you're paid for it, that's what it comes down to, bro. They're looking at any stream of revenue that they can find, bro. Because really the veil of boxing has basically slid off. We can see the bride face, and guess what? She's not pretty.
Oh boy.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
There's many things you want to about this because I need some understanding.
Well, they don't understand. It's not boxing. All you got to do, they have a number of interviews out there, of Evander Holyfield talking to Riddick Bowe. and my heart goes out to Riddick Bowe. When Evander Holyfield says, Riddick Bowe, sit on down. You can't fight nobody. You can't get in shape. Bowe said, you know what? You give me 6 months. I'm gonna get out there. I'm getting in shape. I'm coming back. Man, it's entertainment, bro. Thomas Hearns. Dudes, come on, man. Just say what it is. It's entertainment. I will watch it. I would even pay for it. It's entertainment. It's not boxing. Oh man. And then you add Snoop Dogg. How can you take that shit seriously? Snoop Dogg with anything in this entertainment. They have done so many different things to try to accept Snoop Dogg. Remember when Snoop Dogg came out and he's smoking weed? Now he's acceptable. He's hooking up with Martha Stewart. Anything Snoop Dogg does is turn to gold now. It's acceptable. Make your money, bruh. But you can't sit over and tell me that shit is boxing. It's not. So when you say that, I just look up and go, whatever. It's like these YouTubers. That shit's not boxing. Just because they put it out there and say whatever, it's entertainment.
Okay, we'll call them exhibitions.
Martha is sexy, man.
Who? But look, when she was in her prime, she wasn't sexy. Not in my life, I'm just saying.
The way she stirs is sexy.
Look, you know what? I would need, I can't tell you how many edibles I would need. For real. Man.
Okay. Your question, Black.
Good.
My question. I saw this at the bottom of the screen today, man. And I respect her to the hill. I really do. But the coach of the Rutgers women's college basketball team, Stinger, if I don't mistake her last name, she got a 5-year deal at 73. What the hell's going on with this, bro?
You're hating on the elderly, man.
Come on, man. That 5-year deal at 73. Am I the only one feeling a certain way about this?
Go ahead, Ice.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but remember, see, I think it's twofold. For me, it's twofold. Because I remember when they brought Larry Brown back, right? Larry Brown was about 99, you know what I'm saying? Playing and coaching college basketball, everybody talking about, and those same people are saying right now, if you could go get him and he could stay under control, with a medication, they want Bobby Knight back as coach. So why the hell can't Vivian Stringer get her a damn deal? I'm just saying. Why not? Why can't she get a deal? If you're going to pay Larry Brown and they still will pay Bobby Knight, Vivian Stringer can't get no love. The one thing I will say about Vivian Stringer, she has helped Rutgers win. They're winning ball games. If you want to replace her, great. But don't be mad at her. She just playing the game. Everybody else is doing it. Why can't she get a little change? That's all I'm saying. It's twofold. They pick and choose who it's okay to be. You get somebody else old as hell. Oh, you know what? He still got a little bit left. Oh, he okay. But now you mad at Vivian. She the winningest coach in women's basketball or for Rutgers, and she won the national championship.
Like I looked at this as a financial security deal.
I hope so.
Maybe she's not going to go. She's probably not going to go to 5 years. But maybe they feel like, you know what? We're going to add 5 years. We're going to pay you. So you have some money. You can coach. You decide to leave or retire within the 5 years. That's fine. but we're just gonna give you this money because we appreciate you so much. So that's the way I looked at the deal. I don't think there's no way she's gonna coach until 78. I don't think so. 78, 79. But I think this was a deal to kind of set her up financially later, maybe. Your thoughts, man?
Let me just say this from the start. I'm not mad at Vivian for taking the money. I do think it's foolish they offered a deal. And I understand the Knicks were paying Brown for years in his 80s and 70s, which was stupid. And Brown has been jigging owners, presidents to pay him for years. And that was stupid. So I'm not going to compare the two. But I look at Rutgers and I look at Vivian. At some point, turn that over to another sister and let her take over. Viv, you're 73. You've done great. Takes away nothing that you have done. But to try to sit there for another 5 years, when the last time you heard Rutgers basketball, college women basketball? Think about that for a second. What young girl you think is going to inspire, and I'm just being honest, to go play for her? So yeah, Bobby, not all that other stuff, but my point is that there's a time, especially for us as people, I'm just speaking for us, because what's named sometimes, Brown or whatever, they're going to look out for them based on their nationality and their religion. But for us, we need to pull other people with us and get out of the way sometimes. And I just believe at Rutgers, there's another sister coach out there, younger, that she could bring along, move out the way, let her build a legacy. Why not? You done your thing. Go live your life. My opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Ice, good question.
Yeah. The exodus at Texas Tech basketball is happening fast and quick. Coach Chris Bird leaves. My buddy told me there's no way in hell Chris Bird will leave Texas Tech. I said, he's an alum of Texas, man. You know he's going to leave. And just before they could even open up the door to say they was open looking for a new coach, here he comes. But my point of it is, you had the great Mac McClung, who was at Georgetown at first, and he was one of the top uh, players in high school coming out when he did. Went to Georgetown, then he transferred, and then he went to Texas Tech. Now he's transferring again, and he's entered his name into the NBA draft as well. But
Oh
it's like,
no.
damn, how many more times and they said they had like 8 schools are looking at him. Gonzaga, Kentucky, Texas, and Florida have reached out to him. What's going on? What do you guys think about that?
Black.
Wow. It just goes to show me, man, that people won't look at the person, they look at the talent. And there could be something wrong with this guy. Who knows? And they're kind of looking at what he can do. I'm a little surprised Gonzaga to throw their name out there in the hat, but why not kick the tires? But that's what it says to me. Because sometimes when you're bouncing around that much, you're just trying to get to a certain point and you're trying to use the people where you are to get there. That's my take on it, bro. But I'm starting to think there's something that's just not correct there. There's no stability. There's nothing. At some point, you got to settle down somewhere for a period of time and do something. And that I don't see.
To me, he was an internet sensation. I didn't consider him one of the top players in the country, but he was an internet sensation. He got his videos out there, and that's what these younger players are doing now. Once you get a following, once you're on YouTube, a lot of people get to know you. And he's trying to take advantage of the notoriety. He's trying to grab glory wherever he can get it to get him to the next level. And I think there are a ton of players that are way better than him. Sure, he had some great moments at Texas Tech and at Georgetown, but Black is right. The stability there. How are you going to get to the NBA? Are you going to jump from team to team to team to the NBA if you get to the NBA? I just think he's an internet superstar that once he gets with the real players, with that tape that old boy did at the Washington Wizards, he ain't taking nobody's job right now in the NBA. He ain't taking nobody's job in the NBA. At point guard, no, he's gonna get slapped up in the NBA. I think he's just trying to get a lot of notoriety, get his name out there to land wherever he can land, get the money, glory, whatever. And this is what you do. This is what you do when you're spoiled and you want it your way. Ice, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, he came out. He was an internet sensation. He was a good ball player. I liked the way he played. But then I think he started buying into the hype when he was at Georgetown. Pat let him do basically anything he wanted to. Then he went to Texas Tech, and they let him kind of do whatever he wanted to
Yep,
a
a
point.
gun.
Yeah, they let him gun, and then when they got close to winning, or got in crucial moments, then coach would sit him down because he wasn't a team player. So now he jumps again and trying to get hot. Kentucky's desperate, so they would probably take him in a heartbeat. Gonzaga, because they're going to lose their point guard, but he was going to have to learn how to play as a team player, not as an individual. Florida definitely would take him because they're losing some people. So all these places are going to, for as much as he's using them, they're going to use him too because they're trying to get some things going as well. But it just shows you that sometimes keep players just keep jumping around. And I'm sure that he thought when he transferred from Georgetown to Texas Tech that Beard, was going to be there till he left. And oh yeah, you come on down here, we got you. I'm gonna be here, and you're gonna do great things for you. Beard was like, man, I'm going home. Good luck though. Look, hey, don't forget what I told you. Keep playing hard. Keep practicing.
Keep hope alive. Black, you got another question?
Yeah, this question to me is that one of two things is going on here. Either he's playing possum or he's more hurt than what he's letting on. That's LeBron, bro. And it makes you wonder. If he's like this, LeBron wants to be out there. LeBron wants to be, other than tweeting every now and then, LeBron always wants to be, he want to be out in the front of the mic. This brother ain't been around for a while, bro. Other than tweeting, he ain't been around. So it makes me just kind of question just a little bit. Maybe this cat is a little bit more dinged up because we forget LeBron got a lot of mileage on these tires now. These ain't fresh Coopers. He's ready for around. So, could it be that he's a little bit more, beat down than what we might be assuming that he is? We just assume he's going to come back and save the day.
Ice?
He might be dinged up, but I don't think that's why he's not in a rush to get back. He working on that premiere for Space Jam, man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They're trying to get their ducks in a row because they know that thing gonna be hot. I was like, damn, I might watch that. But they're doing everything they can to get this thing hype. You thought Jordan was gonna be on fire? Wait till this thing come out, man. They got the all new players and all kind of way it's set up. And it's set up real nice. These people know what they're doing. So he get ready for the premiere Space Jam, bro. And what difference do it make? As long as they're not the number 6 seed, right? They're not doing in the play-in. Hell, they good. They don't care. We number 5 right now, number 4, number 5. He probably calling Anthony Davis. When you coming back? I think I'm gonna be out for about 2 more weeks. Oh, really? All right. Well, I'm gonna just chill too. Look, they all right. Look, did you see them? They all right. So now I think that they're gonna be fine. I think he's just getting ready for Space Jam and getting ready for the playoffs. Because the rest of this way, as long as they don't finish 6, which I don't think they will, then 5 or above, who cares?
I'm not sure he's playing possum or not because they're slipping in the next 2 or 3 weeks. If they slip to past 6 and 7, and he's still out, and Anthony Davis is out, they're in trouble. They are in trouble because they got to play in, and they got to come back from injury. I think they're playing. I understand the Space Jam scenario, and maybe he is sitting out, but I can't imagine being the owner of the Lakers letting you sit out so you could do a movie. I pay you to play basketball. So, if you're not hurt, you're going to be out there playing basketball to defend this championship. And I think that's really weak if he is doing that and playing possum and not playing basketball to put his team in a better position to defend that title in the playoffs. Black, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a little bit of both, bro. I think that, he kind of wants to be available to do some other things. He's probably handling some business in the background. I don't think the Lakers really care because they got their one championship. I don't think they care. So, they realize who they are. And at the same time, I think he's probably, I don't think he is strong as he probably thought he was. Like the injury is taking a little toll on him. But from his perspective, I think he can probably look back and go, you know what? There's nobody in the West that really scares me. So when I come back, we should be able to get there again, and they may be able to. So I think it's a little bit of both, but I do think this injury has caught him a little by surprise because he hasn't said nothing about it in us talking. And at the same point, what the hell's going on with Anthony Davis? Yeah. I mean, his injury can't be that bad, bro. What's going on with him?
I don't know. But he was injured. LeBron was injured a couple of seasons ago, right? Where he had to miss like most of the season. Or they didn't make the playoffs. So I don't think he's playing possum with this. I think as you get older, the injuries last a little longer. So yeah, Ice, your question?
Yeah, injuries last a little longer, but also you tell yourself, I'm gonna take my time coming back. What? We gonna be another week? All right. You come back Tuesday? All right, I'll come back Wednesday. I think it's 3 teams in the NFL have decided to forego their voluntary workouts for the summer, and because of COVID. What do you guys think about that?
Like,
after you played last year, I don't get it. I'll be honest with you. I just don't get it. I think Chicago was one, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the other two.
Need to practice.
Yeah. And I just think that I'm sorry, man. If you're that afraid of COVID, then don't play at all. Don't play. Cancel the season. Don't let your team not play. But I think you're doing your organization and your players a disservice. And I would say to players as a team, you know what? We're showing up. If you don't want to come play, you don't want to practice, you don't want to put a mask on, then don't come. But you can't tell me, man, players played last year, tackling each other, doing everything in the height of the pandemic. The height. Went to the sideline. There weren't many players wearing masks. Now all of a sudden, we scared to go practice? I don't know, bro. That caught me by surprise. They really kind of caught me by surprise. And I'm not trying to look at the COVID lightly, but I think at some point, man, you got to live, bro. Mask up and do your practice. But you're telling me all year, last year, players played without the whole football season without wearing a mask on the sideline, hugging each other, not 6 feet apart. No, man. They made the coaches wear masks, and they care about the coaches. So I don't get it. Find the coaches ain't have one on. Find them. Because you gotta have a coach. You can't play a game without the coach. You gotta have a coach.
Wow. I think this was directly linked to the 17th game.
Yeah, I feel
in the blue flu. I mean, it's just really ironic. Nobody said anything about skipping OTAs or anything until the 17th game was put into motion. And this was a direct link. But you know what? I got to have some time to rest at some point. It might as well be the voluntary workouts. And I think this was a message that some teams wanted to kind of get across to the NFL that we're not happy about this. But you're only hurting yourself if you don't practice. So your thoughts, Ice?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That relate to that 17th game. It's like you already got us out here. We need to take a break. But I think certain teams got the wrong message. It's like Chicago, like, well, we ain't playing. What? You are the ones to be practicing for real. When I heard Tampa like, we won the Super Bowl. We ain't even worried about it. We'll show up when we show up. Yeah. And if we don't win it, so what? We already got the one thing people said we weren't gonna get. We got a Super Bowl. So we're gonna take it easy now. We're gonna make sure Tom Brady is already out of detox long enough so he can get back to being Tom Brady. He probably been drinking the whole time. He been drinking always. So look, Tom, don't even worry about it. I'm out here in Australia on the boat. Don't worry about it. Me and Gronk. But I'm just saying, yeah, I think it's related to that because of the factor that the players are, I mean, it was a so-called scary time, but they're out there putting it together. So they're like, well, let's take a break. Only three teams did it. But I when I saw Tampa Bay was one of those teams, I was like, they not pressed. They still celebrating. They still celebrating the Super Bowl win. So they come back when they come back. But other teams, it caught me for a loop. But the one thing I'm surprised by is that the NFL is not even telling them you got to do it because it's voluntary. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Detox tequila Tom. Lightweight. Last second shot, Black.
Well, last second shot's going to MLB, bro. I'm impressed with some of the things they have done, the stand they have taken, and more so the new commissioner, how he's basically moving baseball along and how he's doing things. So I got to really tip my hat to him. I don't really watch baseball. I don't even know if the day I will come back where I really will pay attention to baseball. but I am liking the way they handle their business.
All right, Ice, last second shot.
Yeah, I just want to say that what day? Thursday. Yesterday on Wednesday, there was a kind of private situation going on here in Columbus, Ohio. It was Justin Fields' second pro day. And right now, when you look at the experts, the draft experts that said he was going to drop to even like number 10. New England's going to move up to number 10. He's not even going to be close to being number 3. Now they solidified that Mac Jones is going to go up number 3 at to San Francisco. All I'm saying is San Francisco was in the building, Chicago was in the building, Atlanta was in the building, some other folks were in the building. Shanahan was in the building in Columbus, Ohio. And I don't know if you have seen it or not, but I posted something for those that are on Facebook. I posted a video that they showed of Justin Fields on his second pro day. And dude was on fire. He was throwing the ball 55, 60 yards on the rope in the end zone, baby. So you don't pick him. Number 3, don't pick him, San Francisco. All I know, dude, is come in. He's done everything you said he couldn't do, and he showed out. I don't know nothing about no Mac Jones. I'm not mad at Mac Jones, and I'm not even going to talk about the character issues. All I know is you put the pressure on the young man, and he rose to the occasion, and he's really showing you that he's a top-notch individual. So those that don't pick him, I think you're going to be awful. You're going to be awful sorry if you don't. Because every time you ask him to rise, 2 times now, when the pressure's on, dude comes smelling out roses. San Francisco, you might want to rethink that, Mike Jones. I'm just saying, but it is what it is. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down. Justin Fields, much love, bro. Keep doing your thing. Enjoy your career and enjoy that cash, bro.
Yeah, good shots, guys. I'm going to hit you with 2 shots. One, a school renamed in Atlanta. Taking the name off from a Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard to Hank Aaron. Great move. And also Ty Washington, a high recruiting basketball decommits from Creighton based on the McDermott plantation comments.
Wow.
Keep thinking, young people. Keep thinking and stay aware and know your worth. That's our show. We will be back. Check out our overtime where we talk about different subjects at the end of the show. Subscribe, like, and comment. See you next time.
I'm not a Jeopardy fan. I don't watch, but from what I understand, they love him on Jeopardy, baby.
He is smart and funny. He is smart and funny. And the clip that I sent you all was they had a clue up there saying, you know, this Midwest football team won 5 championships between this year and this year. And he's standing there and nobody's answering. Nobody's hitting the buzzer. He was like, the Green Bay Packers? And they laughed. And then they asked him another question about the Boston Celtics. The guy like, the Boston Celtics. He said, you knew that, but you didn't know about the Green Bay Packers. It was the same time period, but you didn't know about the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, man, he's LeVar Burton is trying to politic his way in doing that job, which, you know, I don't know if they're going to do it by committee, but nobody can replace Trebek, man. Nobody can. I mean, that was the master right there. But you know, I know Aaron Rodgers can't do it full time because he's still playing football, but he may be able to do it after his career is over with. If you don't get, you know, concussion in the meantime.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is making moves right now. To me, what he shows me, he's making moves for when his football days are over, bro.
He's versatile. He is smart.
He's making moves. Yeah, he's
sarcastic, which you know, he's really sharp and quick.
Yeah.
So that show needs it because it's fast paced. It's 22 minutes, and you got to get through the categories and get to Final Jeopardy. And he does it well. Yeah,
well, you saw that too, where when he even in the State Farm commercial, and they're talking about their double. He said, couldn't get nobody else to look like me. He's talking like that, and then he said, and then Patrick Mahomes said, yeah, who is that guy? And then the guy drops the football. He's like, yeah, well, that's on point. So yeah. I mean, you can tell that even though they have script, you can tell that he's funny. Like when old boy was like, they were playing golf, and he said, "It's not no discount." He said, "No discount." And he hits the ball. It's like, yeah, all right. No
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah,
this guy. Okay.
this guy, all right, yeah. So you can tell he's a funny dude. And that whole Rogers thing with that dude with the cheese head thing, that's hilarious.
Dr. Oz is pretty good on it too. The guy that won Jeopardy, he's just too monotone, and he doesn't have any personality. Dr. Oz is good on it too. I just want to see LeVar Burton do it to see, it works out, because he tends to say he's been preparing for something like that all his life, but you never know.
You gotta have the charisma, man. The chemistry and charisma is what's gonna violently get you over. I mean, Aaron Rodgers possessed it. It's just a matter of time. I mean, the way they screwing with him in Green Bay, it's like they don't want him anymore after this year. I don't understand that in the sense where they've been close the past 2 years, and you act like you do better once you push them out the door. I just don't get it, man. Green Bay, something about them, they're tired of Aaron Rodgers. And my thing is this. Yeah, he could probably act a certain way, he's arrogant, whatever the case may be. But if you winning, it's like Bill Parcells said, if I'm winning, I'm tolerating. It's just, I ain't winning, I'm not tolerating you.
Yeah.
When he start winning, kick him out the door, cut him. But as long as he's doing his job, let him be him. Overlook it. That's what I don't understand. When he starts to slip, okay, get rid of him. But I don't get it. I don't understand it. But they got something against him and they don't like him anymore. Their organization is tired of him. They just don't like him anymore. And it's like, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. But they're going to realize when he's no longer playing there.
Mm.
You're going to miss, like you said, you're going to miss me when I'm gone, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. For a first-year coach of the Nets, he ain't bad, bro. He ain't bad. Okay. I say that because he's blending into personalities, but when you watch like I watched him a little bit last night against Philadelphia, he put the second string out there about 7-8 minutes after go. They worked Philly. They put out OB back on the court, Simmons. Mm-hmm. They were working him, bro. The bench, that's coaching. Yeah. That's coaching. Yeah. And I watched a few other games. It's interesting. I look and I'm like, they knew what they was doing. They hired him. Looking now, back then we all kind of questioned it. But one person I haven't seen on the bench, man. Now I think about it, I'm already starting mine. I've yet to see him.
Marty Stoudemire.
He supposed to be one of the assistant coaches.
Oh, yeah.
I've yet to see him.
Yeah.
He probably somewhere taking a bath and wine.
I don't want that image in my head. Mr. Ice, your boy retired.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm glad that he chose his health, bro. Real talk. Because so many other cats do stupid stuff. I mean, if you realize that you got a regular heartbeats and things are not right, then how much more, even though you have not won a championship, how much longer do you need to realize how much longer do you need to play? Seriously. I mean, so many people have checked out because they had he had a health scare, or they decided not to do it. I think about Reggie Lewis all day long. Yeah. And rest his soul, that he wanted to play so bad that the doctor literally told him no. They did everything they could until somebody finally said yes, and the brother died from it, man. That's what I'm saying. To hear somebody finally go, you know what, I ain't doing this, bro. I'm not doing it. Any other time we'd be saying other stuff, but somebody literally to understand about their health and go, I'm walking away. It goes a long way with me. I've seen all the time. It's usually about money or something else, and somebody go like that. I mean, somebody might not understand to take it seriously, but hell, I don't have no problem with that at all.
I had a feeling San Antonio knew this all the time, because they've been trying to push him for years. They've been trying. I know he wasn't good, but they stopped playing him for a while. It was like they were just, anybody can have him. Like here.
I mean, it's a business, though. I mean, that's what that is. It's a business. I mean, everybody understand that. And we know what San Antonio, for as great as everybody talk about Pop, how great they are, we know how they can be. Everybody was dogging Kawhi. Kawhi, he ain't hurt. He just tripping. He faking. He ain't hurt. He just need to play. Okay, because San Antonio said it. Also, San Antonio said Dennis Rodman was a head coach, which he was. He's uncoachable, right? But he goes to Chicago, filled out a couple innocents, put that bounty on him before he has to pay that check every time he's late. All of a sudden, he's a marquee player again, right? Give me a break, man. Give me a break. Really? It's what you like and what you deal with. Maybe you don't want to deal with that headache, but the great San Antonio, for all that you hear all about Pop, and I ain't mad at him, my understanding to a point, but you can't make people just put them up on a pedestal and think they just do it all the right way. Y'all find out about Coach K too, and aren't you? Allegedly. Anyway, moving on.
I text Black. Black ain't got no heart. No, they let him go because he stink.
Bro, I mean, I'm listening to this, he reminds me a little bit, and I wonder because I'm sure even with San Antonio, he had to take a physical for the trade to go through.
Yeah.
So you would have figured they would have caught that with a physical. Well, all depends what type of physical they did, but they should have picked it up. But he never fit playing for San Antonio when he got there. He just wasn't naked. That's kind of carried him a little bit, and they thought about getting rid of him a few years ago. So I don't think it was a hard. I just don't think he was a fit. But he reminds me of a player like Kevin Love. And I'm not saying him and Kevin Love was in the same position, but sometimes when you're on a team where you're it, and everybody feeds you, and they feed you, and you get yours, it's cool. But when you go to a place now where you got to blend in, you're no longer it. Some of these players, they can't make that transformation. They can't adapt. And I've seen it with Kevin Love. You've seen it with Chris Bosh. A lot of these players that play on this team, I'm not saying he had no talent important because he had Damian there, but they really kind of ran through him at the time. And Damian was coming. He wasn't there yet. So when they go to a team now where you're no longer it, we're just not going to give you a ball and let you just go crazy. We need you to do X, Y, Z. They don't make the transition, bro. And I think that was part of his problem. I think when he got there, he wanted to be the man. It was like, no, we got other men here. We just need you to do this. And he could never do it. In my opinion, he could never do it. But I don't think they got rid of him now because of Harper. I just think they realized that, hey, he's old. He kept him around. And he's not going to give you anything. And I mean, right now, in my opinion, another cat need to realize the same thing that's on the Brooklyn Nets is that light-skinned brother that was in Detroit last year. He ain't got nothing to give either.
Blake Griffin?
Yeah, I disagree with that.
He's been balling since he's been there.
I disagree with that. That's fine. I disagree with that. No, what he had was the Bill Walton disease. All of a sudden, you can't play. Then all of a sudden, you go to a contender
when the playoffs come.
And you dunking. I'm with you. I mean, I get that. We'll see.
Yep.
I don't think he wanted to be in Detroit, man.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in Detroit. It's the Bill Walton disease.
Who wants to be in Detroit?
It's the Bill Walton disease. It's what it is. All of a sudden, you can't. They said, the media, he ain't dunked in 2 years. Really? He over there dunking on people, doing all kinds of stuff. Man, I'm really pissed at the fact that he played it like that. Because you don't want to play and you getting paid like that, I think that's whack as hell. Just tell them you don't want to be there and let them move you. But to act like you don't want to play at all, then all of a sudden you're getting the highlights on the Sports Center again. That's not hard to do because they need all the highlights they can get. But anyway.
Yeah, man. What everybody gonna do with J-Lo and A-Rod, man? They're not gonna get married.
You know what? That was supposed to be my one, man. Because I looked at ESPN app. I was just looking for news stories, bro. And they had that as a news story. They're breaking up. I'm like,
what is we gonna do?
Thank you.
I mean, they need to be worrying about A-Rod buying the team and the player don't know who the hell he was. How about that?
Yeah, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, he's like, who the hell is that?
Like, I love that. He's like, I don't know him.
I watch baseball.
Damn.
But that's what most of these younger folks don't. They don't know.
To me, that's a knock on baseball. Because the young cats just aren't,
If you name somebody in basketball, everybody know. Football, everybody know. Baseball is like, I don't know.
But when it comes to your money, though, the person that's gonna be buying you could affect your salary. You might want to have somebody, even if you don't watch baseball, somebody on your team might go, yo, man.
You ever see interviews with that dude? That dude is hilarious. The rookie.
But
he's hilarious in interviews, man.
You know what happens now? When your money gets deposited into your bank account, you don't care about nothing. You don't care about nothing.
You check it on the phone,
it's there.
But with so much money though, man, we ain't talking about $2,500. We talking about millions.
That's even more why you don't care, bro, because you done signed on a dotted line. Was he there when he signed his contract? No. He wasn't there.
His name ain't on the check, so well, I gotta know him.
I mean, that's the young mentality now. That's what they are, bro.
That's how your money.
When we were younger, we were more knowledgeable of trying to know and want to know. These folks don't care nowadays. They don't care.
That's why your money go quick, because you ain't watching your account.
Mm.
Before you know it, that $200 down to $250,000. What the hell happened?
They do not care.
Oh my God, man. I'd be on it more and more than anything, because now it's so easy to rip you off. The fee over here. My cousin said he was cool, and this, that, and that. And then people that really think that they are knowledgeable about real money, even with the agents, they're the ones that a lot of them are the ones that really take you to the cleaners. So that money go quick, man. I mean, well, it was a fee for this, and then you said this, and then you did this, and then you did this, and it's like, well, damn. And then it's like, well, you got all this money coming out. You didn't know you had that. I know what I'm getting every I'm getting paid, but you don't take a look as to what your expenses are, and that's what a lot of people where they lose their money fast, because you think, well, I'm making all this money, I'm taking care of 5 different households. And your money is like just drying up real quick. You gotta pay attention, man.
Yeah, that was the big news story today, man. Cause I leave the TV on at night and I listen to the news when it comes on, and I had my eyes closed. I had to look up. I'm like, and they were devastated. They were like, oh, they were such a perfect couple. And
But I thought they were.
Have y'all been following J-Lo for the last 20 years?
I thought they was off and on. I thought they was off and then they was back on. So I mean, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, I've said this many times before. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I mean, that's the problem. Too many people do. That is the problem with social media. These people act like they know them. You don't know J-Lo. Right. I mean, they act like they know. Seriously. And that's just like, it's just like that chick that married the guy from England or whatever. I'm amazed how this country spent that much time with that. You married to an all-white English family, and they do some racist stuff, and you're gonna cry about it, sis? See, you had no clue moving over there marrying this cat. You're gonna face some stuff. Where you from, Mars? And people sit back. Oh, cause my bro. See, that's
yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah. What is get real, America? It's just like I saw a headline the other day. One of the bachelors they don't turn out to be gay. Are you kidding me? Really? He's on the show. Yes, one of the white guys that played Bachelors. That was up there on the Bachelor show. That's one of the dumbest shows in history, in my opinion. That and Dancing with the Stars, they could take. If I never seen them shows trailers again, I'll be happy in my lifetime. You got these guys up there with these slutty women. I'm serious. All this other stuff. The white boy turns out to be gay. What type of stuff is going on in this country?
Hey, I tell you what, I enjoy. If that's the case, I enjoy Flavor Flav better than that shit. For real. Yes. At least I knew what I was getting.
I was addicted to that show. I had to watch it twice a day.
At least I knew what I was getting out of Flavor.
It was comical.
Yeah.
The flavor of love.
And he knew he wasn't gonna marry them chicks. He was just
no. He was just having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, Flavor can get women like that. What am I doing sitting here single? Flavor Flav? God.
His show with Bridget Nielsen was more interesting.
Oh, that was a dumpster fire where they get the B actors and put them all in the house. Oh my God. Oh, that was just nasty. Oh wow. Okay.
That's the reason right now we got all these reality shows though.
Reality shows, yeah.
Oh yeah, when Flavor Flav got 4 million people to watch on a Sunday night, that's when they said, you know what? We got something here. Yeah. And we've been paying the price ever since.
I admit it. I was addicted to that. I had to watch it on Sunday. I watched it in the morning, and then I watched the same show in the evening. I was addicted. It was like a train wreck. I couldn't stop watching it.
And that's why people where they are now, bro. Yeah. They're mind. And I'm not saying because you watched it, but it's that mindless stuff that they've been feeding me for years now, based on the ratings and the money that it made. Yeah. Back then, the average cable program did 300,000 viewers.
And Flavor got paid
4 million.
Yeah, he got
tuning in.
William Drayton got paid.
Yeah.
That's it.
They keep calling him Bootsy now, the new rapper. They keep going up to him saying, because they look just alike. Hey, little Bootsy. I ain't little Bootsy. I'm like.
Baby say he don't give a damn. You call me what you want to get them checks rolling, baby.
Yeah, but I admit, I'm sorry. I had to admit, I was addicted to that show. I had to watch it twice Sunday.
I ain't mad at you. And he still getting his paper. Love him or hate him, he was still getting that money for sure.
That and the what's the New Jersey Shore? I don't get them clowns. Why they famous is beyond me.
The wives of basketball, whatever that stuff.
Wives of basketball, hip hop, New York hip hop.
Oh, that hip hop show. Oh my goodness, man.
So black people
lost their mind
like
over that show. Lost their mind over that dumb show.
Mob Wives, remember that show?
Oh my goodness.
A lot of reality shows, man. It's like
make you break your fucking television.
I watched some of that Atlanta Housewives when it first came on. Then I checked out and I'm like, nah.
No substance, nothing about it. Seriously.
You go out to eat and you fight. You go
Thank
out
you.
To eat and you fight. That's
yes.
pretty much. I don't like this person. We're gonna fight. We're gonna throw food around. Expensive restaurant.
Same plot every week.